My name is Alessandro Psycho. I'm 18 years old and I was born in San Francisco. I grew up mostly in Potrero, but I moved around a lot. My mom's name is Annalisa and my dad's name is Victor. My mom right now works at Mission Bay. She's a teacher for doctors' kids, so she gets paid more than a regular teacher. And then my dad used to work at Slandador.
My name is Victorino Cartagena. I am a case manager here with the Second Chance Youth Program and Tattoo Removal Clinic here at Cares in San Francisco. I'm a case manager, so I work with youth one-on-one, and I also do support groups. I met him at Juvenile Hall while I was volunteering with Omega Boys Club and Alive and Free, going into units and talking to youth.
We started talking about doing my case, how I wanted to get out and do better, not doing the same things I was doing, getting in trouble, basically live that life of being in trouble. And through there, we started talking how I wanted to improve, leave out juvie, not getting back in here, sharing my experience and what had happened and all that stuff. And through there, I started talking to him and I had to call my mom. I called my mom with our late night calls and told my mom that she has to talk to him, that she needs to get connection with him.
He was the baby of the group, right? So you could see the level of maturity within all these kids, and I felt like he was also very mature at that age. He would say certain things where it was kind of like, oh, he still needs to grow, right? He needs that help to be molded into a noble young man.
So to hear it out, that there's actual people that actually do care about us, people that go in juvie and make trouble and still want to support us, it was a little suspicious. But at the same time, through the visits and the meetings that we would have and him coming to court, it started showing, oh, this is not a lie, they actually do come and support you, do come and help you. My experience in juvie was, you could say up and downs. You learned a lot of good things in there. Same time, there was a lot of bad moments, a lot of good people that would help you in there. Same thing, a lot of bad people that didn't help you, There would be nights where they would purposely just turn on the AC and our blankets weren't even that thick, it was really thin. And, some of the socks didn't even have it was not a fully sock, it was holes in them, so you would be cold sometimes. Try to do my best behavior, trying to get, everybody's good gracious so they can see, oh, he's not a troublemaker,
He stood out because he was a young kid and behind bars, but he also did really good. He was going to school, he was still trying, and I feel like that's something that makes him very special, right? That he tried at Juvenile Hall while he was locked up, and he continues to try now, and trying, I think, is just in his nature, right? I just got to keep pushing forward, and that's beautiful to me. He missed out on friendship building, he missed out on just being a kid, and I feel like that is very, you can't take, time, you could take it away, you can never get it back, and I feel like as a kid that shouldn't be an option, that shouldn't have to happen. And I feel like he missed out on time, and that really affected him in the long run, because now not only did you miss out on time, but you have this horrible experience, and just you spent time in this certain setting that it traumatized him, in my belief.
Carson helped me in staying out of trouble, doing events, helping me being drumming, being in a group called Fogo, La Ropa. Basically it was being in that group that helped me to release stress. Banging on your drums actually release stress, that I had being in school or being away from home, not being with my mom. Doing the out programs, in the summertime we would go to different field trips, those ways that how they kept me out of trouble. Just having visits with Victorino, calling him, talking to him, hey, I feel like this, or hey, I don't know what to do at this moment, actually helped out.
Alessandro has been part of our case management program with me, one-on-one for years. He has been part of our summer programs, Hijos del Fuego. He's part of our groups. He's done Carnaval. at one point he was going to do Raices program. He was actually going to come with us to Mexico. Unfortunately, due to like his home placement and probation, that wasn't able to happen, but the opportunity was there for him to try.
The reason why I wanted to be with Cartagena was, one, I knew that all the support and the help that I would get from them was going to be worth it, showing at the end of the road basically is almost coming up, that I'm basically going to college and everything. I would recommend the Second Chance program to anybody, especially because it's a youth program. I don't think you being in a program makes you somewhat less, just because you're getting help. Oh, look at him, he's getting help. For me, it was great, when Victorino would come and just do visits at school, especially in high school, my freshman year, they'd be like, oh, who's he? Why he got all them tattoos? Or why he look good? I'd be like, sometimes I'd be like, oh, that's my uncle. Oh, that's my case manager. And then they would be like, oh, what you be doing? Or what are you in? I'd be like, oh, I'm in the drumming group. Or I'm in this group. And some people would want to go into the group, and then later on they just stop because other people would say, oh, look at him, he's a sucker, he getting help from other people. Like, the fun part is you having that bonding connection with your case managers, right? Connections that they had and all the power that they had to go help you stuff. There's some students that have an IEP and their moms don't know. They don't have the meeting, In that case, Victorino would come in for me and it's like, hey, we need to have this meeting right now. In case my mom couldn't do it, it would be him.
He's pretty much at that tail end of our resources, because I feel like he's finally going to graduate from our program, right? And I think that says more about him than what it does about our own program, because at the end of the day, we're just like a tool in his toolbox, and he's taken advantage of it, and he's done this on his own. We here are just here to kind of like the support cast, but he, as a client, did everything on his own, and I feel like it's important for him to understand that.
The only thing I could say is, like, at the end of the day, you'll see that it's actually worth it, because if you look at me and from where I began and where I am now, that I have the privilege to go to college, that what they did for me, it was worth it.